Hello everyone, you are now watching Christian Logic Fail number 2. Before I begin this video, I want to establish that these videos are not bashing Christians in general, just the ones making dumb arguments like this guy.
Okay, this is our last video, and this video is titled, Is Atheism Credible? Atheists don't believe that there is a God, and I just want to give you a demonstration to see whether or not atheism, the belief in atheism, is actually credible.
Atheism is not a belief at all. It's the complete opposite. It's disbelief, or a lack of belief. You see, unlike belief, atheism does not require faith. For example, I'm sure you don't believe that Pokemon exist. We have no documented evidence of Pikachus or Bulbasaurs walking around, so it's reasonable to assume that they aren't real. You don't need faith to not believe in Pokemon.
Whenever you're talking to an atheist, you ask them if you can have them participate in a little demonstration. Of course, they're going to agree to it. And what you'll do is you take a piece of paper like this, and then you're going to draw a circle. You're going to say, okay, Mr. Atheist, can we agree, for the purposes of this illustration, can we just agree that all the knowledge that exists in the universe exists inside this circle? Is that okay? And the atheist is going to say, yes, that's okay. And what you do is you'll hand them a pen and you'll ask them to mark how much of this knowledge they currently possess. And they're going to put a little dot here, okay? So you're going to say, Mr. Atheist, I just want to make sure I get this correct. If all the knowledge that exists in the universe exists inside this circle, and the current knowledge that you do currently possess exists inside this little dot, is it possible that in the knowledge that you do not yet possess, God exists someplace in there? And of course he's going to have to say, yes, I guess that is possible. God could exist there. So you have to ask yourself, is the belief in atheism a credible belief?
So basically his argument is that since atheists don't have all the knowledge in the universe, atheism is not credible. The problem is, you could use this argument to try and prove anything is real. Again, back to the Pokemon example. Instead of God, you could say, Mr. Theist, isn't it possible in the knowledge you don't yet possess that Pokemon exist? Or you could say dragons, unicorns, whatever you want. Or you could reverse the argument. Mr. Theist, isn't it possible in the knowledge you don't yet possess that God doesn't exist? Listen, I understand that absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. But absence of evidence is a warrant for disbelief.
Since we know in some gigantic cosmic circle all the knowledge in the universe does exist, and we know that no human could ever possess that knowledge. The only thing that we know is that in some giant cosmic circle, all the knowledge in the universe does exist, and it was put there by somebody or something.
How? How would you know that? I mean, you seem to have no problem believing that God was always there. So why couldn't the same go for the knowledge?
The somebody or something that put it there has to be greater than that knowledge, or they could never have put it there. The only logical conclusion would be that God put it there, otherwise it could not exist.
And your bias is showing. This is a prime example of the God of the Gaps argument. Just because you don't know why something happened does not mean a God did it. It's an appeal to ignorance argument, a logical fallacy. Instead of making answers up, it's much more reasonable to admit you just don't know.
And as long as an atheist will never have absolute knowledge of all of the things, all the knowledge that exists inside that circle, they can never make an honest claim, or I should say an honest claim they can make, because sometimes they don't know, but they can never make a bold claim saying that God does not exist unless they possess absolute knowledge, or all the knowledge that does exist inside that circle.
But, Mr. Theist, you don't have absolute knowledge either. So how can you make a bold claim that God does exist? You see how easy it is to reverse this? Sometimes I wonder if these guys believe half of what they're saying. I mean, whenever I find one of these videos, they always seem to turn off ratings, which gives me the impression they're not confident in their own arguments. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna make more Christian Logic Fail videos in the future, so if you find a video you want me to respond to, link it in the comment section down below.